broaden that, I know, Nimesh, you've been looking at some data and a lot of sort of market experts are talking about it. Whether stocks that have not worked so far, the so-called fallen angels or, the bummed out stocks, whether they can be a good place to be in this year.
So again, I'll show that with the data, with the historical data. So as you rightly pointed out, a lot of experts have been saying that maybe 25 is a challenging year and focus on large caps. So the question is this time to buy the fallen angels? So let me go to the wall and explain why I'm saying this. I just looked at a lot of historical data as well. The key question is this a time to buy the fallen angels? What I mean is the underperformers of previous years generally turns out to be outperformers the very next year. So that's the theme. If you look at 2024, which are the sectors which underperformed? Financial was a big underperformer, staples were big underperformers, and within the large cap, Reliance was one big name which actually underperformed in 2024. So that's the kind of performance in 24. But if you look at the history, every year the underperformers of previous years turns out to be outperformers the very next year. Look at the 2020 table. If you look at 2020, the big underperformers were some of the PSU names: Coal India, ONGC, SBI, NTPC, all were down between 15-18%. to 35%. This list also includes the likes of SBI Life and Bajaj Finserv. Similar stocks in if you look at same stocks in 2021, all have actually outperformed the very next year. So that was the table for 2020. Now look at 2021. In 2021, some of the auto stocks underperformed. Bajaj Auto, Maruti, Hero MotoCorp, and the likes of HUL and IndusInd Bank. They all underperformed in 21. Look at the performance in 22. They all were the gainers between 10% all the way to 40%. So that's the list of 2021. Similar is the case in 2022 as well. Look at the big underperformers of 2022. Lot of IT names: Wipro, HCL Tech, Tech Mahindra, all down 20-40%. Tata Motors was down 20%. DRL and Apollo Hospitals were down 11-12%. And what they did in 2022? All were up between 20 to 100%. Look at something like Tata Motors. It was down 20% in 22. It rallied 100% in 23. So that's the kind of outperformance we see the very next year. However, having said that, there are some exceptions as well. It's like 90% of the time you see that trend going up. That was not the case in 23 in one particular instance. There was one stock in 2023 to underperform, and it happened in 24 and repeat in 24 as well. That is Adani Enterprise. That stock ended 26% lower in 23, and it underperformed another 11% in 24. So, as I said, there are some exceptions as well in this particular trend. Now, look at what's the trend in 24. If you look at the big underperformers of 24, here's the list. IndusInd Bank is down 40%, Asian Paints 13%, Asian Paints is down 33%, Nestle, Tata Consumer, HUL, all of those consumer names are down. Adani Enterprise, which was part of it, down 11%. And so are some of the large cap names like Reliance, Tata Motors. They all have been big underperformers of 24. This is the potential upside that the analysts have put out in their, the analysts which track these companies, right? IndusInd Bank, the potential upside according to the analysts is close to 40%. Asian Paints, 8%. Nestle is 10%. For Tata Consumer, it's 22% potential upside. For the likes of Adani Enterprise, for the 2 consecutive years, it actually ended lower. The potential upside, according to the analyst, is 72%. Only 4 or 5 analysts track it, but that's the trend. Britannia, Bajaj Finserv. Look at the Bajaj twins. They both ended 7% lower last year, but this year the potential upside could be 8-10%. Same is with Kotak Bank, a big underperform within the private banks. The potential upside is 12%. The big stock to watch will be Reliance. It underperformed last year, down 6%. But if you look at the street estimates, they're anyway hoping for 25 to 26% return in this year, and so is the case with Tata Motors. So the big question is, can the data at least suggest that the previous year's underperformance turns out to be outperformers in the next year? So let me ask Harish if